Joshua, the bold leader of Israel's promised destiny. Joshua, the son of Nun, was a man of faith, courage, and unwavering obedience to God. His life, chronicled in the books of Exodus, Numbers, and Joshua, is a gripping tale of leadership, battle, and divine fulfillment. As Moses' successor, Joshua was tasked with leading the Israelites into the Promised Land, a mission fraught with challenges that would test his faith and resolve. The early years, a faithful servant. Joshua first appears during Israel's exodus from Egypt. He was a young warrior who earned his place as Moses' trusted assistant. Joshua led the Israelites in their first major battle against the Amalekites, while Moses stood on a hill holding the staff of God. As long as Moses' hands were raised, Joshua's forces prevailed. This moment marked the beginning of Joshua's rise as a military leader. Joshua was also one of the 12 spies Moses sent to scout the land of Canaan. While 10 spies returned with fearful reports of giants and fortified cities, Joshua and Caleb boldly declared, "The land we pass through is exceedingly good. If the Lord is pleased with us, He will give it to us." Their faith in God's promise was unwavering, but the people's fear led to 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. During this time, Joshua remained steadfast, preparing for the day when God's promise would be fulfilled. Commissioned by God. After Moses' death, God spoke directly to Joshua. "Moses, my servant, is dead. Now then, you and all these people get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I am about to give to them. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Joshua was commissioned to lead Israel, and his first task was to cross the Jordan River and conquer Canaan. Crossing the Jordan, a miraculous entrance. The journey into the Promised Land began with a miracle. As the priests carrying the Ark of the Covenant stepped into the Jordan River, the waters stopped flowing, allowing the entire nation to cross on dry ground. This event mirrored the Red Sea crossing, reinforcing God's presence with Joshua as it had been with Moses. To commemorate this moment, Joshua instructed 12 men to take stones from the riverbed and set up a memorial at Gilgal, declaring, "These stones are to be a memorial to the people of Israel forever." The fall of Jericho, faith in action. One of the most iconic events in Joshua's story is the conquest of Jericho. The city was heavily fortified, and victory seemed impossible. Yet, God gave Joshua unconventional instructions. For 6 days, the Israelites were to march silently around the city, with the Ark of the Covenant leading the way. On the 7th day, they were to march around it 7 times, then blow trumpets and shout. Joshua obeyed without question. On the 7th day, the walls of Jericho collapsed, and the city was taken. This miraculous victory demonstrated that success came not through military might, but through faith and obedience to God. Achan's sin and the battle of Ai. After Jericho's fall, Israel suffered a shocking defeat at Ai. God revealed that someone had violated his command to devote all Jericho's spoils to him. Achan, an Israelite, had secretly kept some of the plunder. Joshua confronted the sin, and Achan was punished. Afterward, God assured Joshua of victory. This time, Joshua devised a strategic ambush, and Ai was defeated. The incident reinforced the importance of holiness and trust in God's instructions. The sun stands still, a cosmic victory. One of Joshua's most extraordinary moments came during a battle against a coalition of 5 Amorite kings. The Israelites were outnumbered, but Joshua trusted God's promise of victory. As the battle raged and daylight waned, Joshua prayed for the sun to stand still so the Israelites could complete their conquest. "Sun, stand still over Gibeon, and you, moon, over the valley of Ajalon." Miraculously, the sun stopped in the sky, and the day was prolonged until the enemy was defeated. This unprecedented event demonstrated God's sovereignty over nature and his commitment to Israel's success. Dividing the land, fulfillment of the promise. After years of warfare, Joshua led Israel in claiming much of the promised land. He divided the land among the 12 tribes, ensuring each had their inheritance. At the end of his life, Joshua gathered the people at Shechem and reminded them of God's faithfulness. Choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord." The people renewed their covenant with God, pledging their loyalty to him. Legacy of Joshua. Joshua's story is a testament to the power of faith, obedience, and godly leadership. Under his guidance, Israel transitioned from wandering in the wilderness to settling in the Promised Land. Joshua's unwavering trust in God enabled him to overcome impossible odds, whether crossing rivers, conquering cities, or facing overwhelming armies. His life reminds us that God's promises are sure and that victory comes through faith and obedience. Joshua's final words continue to inspire generations. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go.